On May 6th, 2010, I was excited to play drums for a great show like I had 1,000 times before. The band that night was Cafe R&B, a band that I loved playing with, and they had a European tour coming up with summer festivals and club dates across the country. I was also considering a tour with Wang Chung, because when my generation hears, "Everybody have fun tonight," we say, "Everybody Wang Chung tonight." See, I was perfect for that band. Mr. Bon Jovi wannabe here was living on a prayer. 13 years as a professional drummer in a blaze of glory, I thought I was destined for drumming superstardom. But as I was approaching the stage that day, I failed to notice that the glass door in front of me was closed. I must have hit it just right, because the glass completely shattered, the shards fell on my hands, and there was a surreal mess of glass and blood on the floor. In the emergency room, there were 26 stitches in my hands, both hands in casts, and a load of pain meds. And suddenly all my thoughts about the future gave me a really bad feeling. I would not have fun tonight. I would not Wang Chung tonight. "You're not going to play drums for a year," the doctor said. "You're probably not going to pay attention to me because you musicians are the worst." The worst part was, he was right. I am the worst at not playing drums because I love drumming. Drumming is the oldest and deepest expression of our biological rhythms. According to Dr. Ian McGilchrist, the origin story of drumming evolved before verbal language. The first humans to play drums created nonverbal communication tools capable of amplifying and projecting our internal emotional rhythms with community and beyond. The first drummers were communicating feeling. Neuroscientist Antonio Damasio thinks of feeling as our brain's translation of emotional communication from our nervous system. I believe this translation was intuitive in the first drummers. Their drumming was their language of feeling. So, if feeling is a language, how fluent are we? Feeling fluency for drummers helps harmonize intention and action, and by making us aware of what gets us stuck in between. When we get unstuck, that's when we find our groove. After my glass accident, I suffered from infuriating tension problems in my right arm for over 6 years every time I played drums. It slowly tore me down until my birthday in 2016, when I knew I could not go on another year living this way, feeling this way, playing drums this way. So I decided to put all my stuff in storage and leave my life in LA, and I took a 6-month cruise ship gig, thinking, man, I need to figure out what's wrong with me. On the ship, I read a lot of books, and I journaled every day. And one day, I was reviewing this journal entry about my accident. I was practicing on a drum pad and reading along, and this passage suddenly reminded me of the sound of the breaking glass. Crack. Immediately, a very familiar tension shot up my arm. I knew instantly that something big had just happened. I finally realized what my nervous system was trying to tell me, that my brain and body are a system, storing memory as a synthesis of thought and feeling. At that moment, I knew that if I could just learn the language of my nervous system, I could learn to love drumming again. And since that time, I just knew that I had to devote my efforts to applying nervous system research to drumming. Which is why I'm speaking to you now as the first polyvagal-informed professional drummer. The polyvagal theory, developed by Dr. Stephen Porges, emphasizes feeling by adopting the stimulus-organism response model. It explores feeling as an intervening variable between stimulus and response. I refer to this intervening variable as feeling fluency. I use polyvagal theory to assess feeling as an intervening variable between intention and action. In drumming, I see this as science of the groove. The science of our nervous system function, neurophysiology, it describes our nervous system as this biological feedback loop of sensory nerves and motor nerves relaying inputs to our brain referred to as action potentials. For some of us, action potentials are what you look for on Tinder. But within our sensory nerves, action potentials become the words in the language of feeling. Action potentials are being triggered inside of us at lightning speed multiple times per second between every major organ in our body and our brain along the vagus nerve, our nervous system's superhighway. Professional drummers push the envelope of nervous system performance, and the vagus nerve is the drummer in our nervous system, keeping the tempo for our heartbeat and exerting profound influence over how we feel and perform. The vagus nerve is comprised of 80% sensory nerves and only 20% motor nerves, making feeling the dominant language in this biological feedback loop inside all of us. I love to explore the language of feeling, and there's one trick I like to use: simple verbal loops to distract my overthinking brain. There's a simple verbal loop that you probably have heard of. It's one of my favorites. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. It's embarrassingly effective for me to be distracted from past stress and future worry. There's another tool I like to use, Grace, that I learned from Integral Transformative Practice, a division of Esalen Institute. Grace is an acronym. The G is grounding. You feel balanced and stable and supported from what's beneath you. Relaxation is inhibiting unnecessary tension and allowing intention into your body. Awareness is feeling the breath and heartbeat inside of you. Centering, bilateral symmetry in relation to your environment. And energizing is how you bring what you're doing into the world, using efficient use of your metabolic resources. So Grace and polyvagal theory, they both resource the nervous system with safety. And as a drummer, I believe that a felt sense of safety in the nervous system is our deepest groove. For thousands of years, drummers have been the voice of the rhythms inside of our body. Today, no one is more representative of these rhythms or nervous system performance than professional drummers. I'm here as a member of this group of emotional rhythmic communicators to tell you that I have felt the applied value of polyvagal nervous system model to drumming, and I want to share it with other rhythmic practitioners. That is, those of us who have a heartbeat. So there's this rhythmic example and exercise of mine that was inspired by Michael Allison and the Polyvagal Institute. It ties all this stuff together and brings it into the body, and it coordinates drumming, polyvagal theory, verbal loops, and grace. And I'd like to share it with you. Are there any drummers here? Are there any non-drummers here? Hey! Oh, thank you. Good. You'll be happy because I designed this exercise for these two groups of people. So, all right, so the non-drummers, I would like you to put your hands on your lap, and you can either listen or play this exercise. The full effect is to stand. But if you play it along with me, this is the rhythm. Boom, cha-cha-cha, boom, cha-cha-cha, boom, cha-cha-cha, boom, cha-cha-cha. Drummers can play a 2/3 polyrhythm. Boom, cha-cha. Both right, left, right. Both right, left, right. Both right, left, right. Yeah. The verbal loop for this goes like this. Not difficult, not difficult, So now we're going to go through this exercise. Our calf muscles have been called our second heart because they assist in pumping blood up our legs, and they'll be simulating heart rate for this exercise. Level 1, we're going to drop our heels on the not difficult, not difficult, not difficult, not difficult. This is 40 beats per minute. This is a sluggish, sleepy heart rate. This is grounding. Feel balance and centered and secure, feeling a foundation underneath you. Level 2, drop your heels on the not difficult, not difficult, not difficult, not difficult. This is 80 beats per minute, around there. This is a relaxed, rest and digest heart rate. Relaxation, inhibiting unintentional, unnecessary tension, allowing intention into the body. Level 3, modulation. We're going to drop our heels on the not difficult, not difficult, not difficult. This is 120 beats per minute. This is a slightly elevated play zone heart rate. Awareness, breathe in, feel the cooler air in your nose. Breathe out, feel the warmer air in your nose. Level 4, gonna play all 4 limbs together. Not difficult, not difficult. This is 160 beats per minute. This is full fight or flight heart rate. This is centering, bilateral, equal, precise unisons in all 4 limbs. We're going to actually bring you up to the final show, level 5, energizing. I'd like you to say the verbal loop with me and energize with me. Here we go. I'm going to count you in. 1, 2, 3. Not difficult, not difficult. Energize. Not difficult, not difficult. Come on, this ain't no Zoom call. Let's hear it. Not difficult, not difficult, not difficult. Energize by bringing up the tempo, bringing up your heart rate. Difficult, not difficult, not difficult, not difficult, not difficult, not difficult. And stop. Good job. Hey, thank you for doing that with me. Thank you. Thank you, fellow rhythmic practitioners. I appreciate it. So, if you're ever feeling out of your groove, you can take this not difficult exercise and distract your overthinking brain, harmonize the 2 hemispheres of your brain, bring feeling, more feeling into the present, and cycle through these 5 levels of grace to find your groove. When I look at this picture of myself, taken right before my accident, I don't even know who I was trying to be. But my accident got me to pay attention to the language of my nervous system telling me how to be me. I dreamed of looking at these scars on my hands as badges of courage, and I'm here today because they are. It takes courage to learn from our scars that it's possible to turn our worst day into a doorway into finding our deepest groove today. Thank you.